A fresh-off-the-lot 2026 Tundra with under 1,000 miles just experienced complete electrical harness failure. Another owner's dashboard turned into a light show at 300 miles. Toyota claims everything's resolved, but if you're considering a 2026 Tundra or already own one, the information I'm about to reveal will completely shift your perspective. This is what Toyota hoped you'd never discover. The warning signs are already here. Let me give you an example of what's already starting to pop up online. A 2026 Tundra owner uploaded a video with one simple question. Is this engine noise supposed to sound like this? His truck has just over 5,000 miles on it. Basically brand new. Let that sink in. We're only at the very start of the 2026 model year, and people are already jumping into forums and YouTube comments trying to figure out whether their engines are behaving normally. That's not something you expect from a truck Toyota claims is fully corrected and improved. And this guy isn't some overly dramatic alarmist. In fact, he says he's not the type to panic. But when someone who just spent more than 60 grand on a brand new truck feels the need to crowdsource whether the engine is healthy, that tells you everything about the current level of trust in these vehicles. And unfortunately, that wasn't the only red flag. What surfaced next is even more alarming. The 827-mile Catastrophe. An SR model owner shared images showing what appears to be catastrophic electrical damage under the hood. The mileage? Just 827 miles. The protective covering on the wiring harness had literally melted away. Exposed copper wires, destroyed insulation, the kind of damage you'd associate with severe overheating, electrical overload, or physical contact with hot components. On a vehicle with less than 1,000 miles, this represents a serious manufacturing or design oversight. Now, does this mean every 2026 will experience electrical failures? Of course not. But when these isolated incidents start accumulating this early in the production cycle, patterns begin to emerge. Then there's the TRD Pro that didn't even make it to 300 miles before the entire instrument cluster went haywire. Anti-lock brake warnings, collision avoidance system alerts, blind spot monitoring failures, parking brake malfunctions, traction control errors. Every safety system simultaneously reporting faults. When a brand new vehicle experiences complete electronic system chaos, you're looking at either communication bus failures, software integration problems, or electrical supply issues. None of these should exist on a truck fresh from the factory. The official complaint record. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration database is already collecting 2,026 complaints. One owner documented tire contact with suspension components at just 500 miles, causing visible damage to both the rubber and metal parts. While Toyota might attribute this to aftermarket modifications or the TRD package, no customer should experience component interference on a factory-configured vehicle at 500 miles. Another report describes a panoramic sunroof that spontaneously shattered during highway driving. No road debris, no impact, no external cause. The glass exploded outward, suggesting internal stress or thermal expansion issues. The vehicle was 3 weeks old with 1,800 miles. Consider the implications. A structural component directly above occupants' heads failing without warning. This isn't a minor quality control issue. This is a potential safety hazard affecting families on the highway. Oil pressure anomalies are also appearing. Multiple owners report sudden gauge spikes during acceleration, even after proper warm-up cycles in moderate temperatures. Whether these represent actual pressure problems or faulty sensors, neither scenario is acceptable on a new vehicle. And then there's water intrusion. Owners are finding moisture inside the cabin, specifically around A-pillar trim pieces. On a brand new truck, weather stripping and body seals should be perfect. Water leaks indicate either assembly errors or design flaws in the drainage system. The 2025 connection nobody wants to discuss. Now, before we can properly evaluate the 2026 model, we need to understand what happened with 2025, because this is where Toyota's narrative starts falling apart. Recently, an owner shared a photograph of official recall documentation from Toyota. The paperwork explicitly lists model years 2022 through 2025 for the Tundra and Tundra hybrid engine recall. This confirms that 2025 models were affected by the same contamination issue that plagued earlier production. This matters because Toyota had publicly stated that vehicles built after a certain date incorporated improved manufacturing processes and were not susceptible to the debris problem. Yet here, we have official documentation proving 2025 models fell within the recall parameters. But it gets worse. A TRD Pro owner with a 2025 model experienced complete engine failure at less than 19,000 miles. The truck was only 10 months old. Diagnosis: destroyed main bearing. The exact same failure mode that triggered the massive recall. This wasn't a 2022 or early 2023 vehicle. This was supposedly from the corrected production period. When owners start posting, "I guess it's my turn," alongside photos of their disabled trucks on flatbed tow vehicles, you know the problem is widespread enough to have become an expected occurrence within the community. The inside information that changes everything. A recent interview with someone who has direct access to Toyota's internal operations has completely shifted the understanding of what's happening with the new Tundra engines. What he revealed removes all speculation. The debris contamination was absolutely real. He has personally inspected brand new engine blocks straight from Toyota that still contain metal particles. This isn't rumor or online theory. This is first-hand physical evidence from someone handling the actual components. He also described a 2025 Tundra that seized its engine at around 12,700 miles. Instead of installing a complete long block, Toyota opted for a short block replacement, reusing components like cylinder heads, turbos, and oil system parts that could have been contaminated. During the repair, technicians also installed a valve cover gasket incorrectly, causing additional oil leaks and more service downtime. All of this while Toyota claims it's working to rebuild customer trust. According to this insider, Toyota has always had long blocks available, a much more thorough repair, but continues choosing short blocks to save cost. That decision alone speaks volumes. Failure rate reality. The insider explained that American manufacturers, Ford, GM, Stellantis, generally accept 1% engine failure rates. Toyota historically sat around 0.5% or lower, which is how the company built its bulletproof reputation. But new data shows Toyota reaching 1% failure rates, effectively doubling compared to historical norms. That may sound small statistically, but for Toyota, it's a massive regression. The market already reflects it. Even repaired trucks aren't holding resale value because buyers simply don't trust them. The November 2024 timeline. Here's where things get critical. A representative from Toyota's Japanese headquarters visited the Alabama engine plant in late October 2024, followed by a major quality control meeting in early November. Based on this insider's knowledge, the cleaning procedures meant to eliminate debris weren't fully effective until roughly November 2024, meaning engines with contamination risk were still being installed throughout 2024 and possibly into early 2025, despite what Toyota told regulators. He estimates the true updated components won't show up in customer vehicles until April to May 2026, after production changes and inventory cycles. That means early build 2026 Tundras may still contain older spec parts. The workforce factor. Before the pandemic, Toyota factory employees averaged 15+ years of experience. Today, that averages around 2 years, representing a massive loss of institutional knowledge. Combined with cost-cutting, complex electronics, and aggressive production targets, it explains why modern Toyota reliability doesn't resemble the 1990s to 2000s era. Despite everything he knows, the insider said he might buy a 2026 Tundra or Sequoia, but only as a secondary vehicle. His daily driver remains his older Sequoia. He wants to see one full year of 2026 models on the road without failures before trusting the new engines. When someone inside Toyota won't rely on a 2026 Tundra as their primary vehicle, that says everything. What you're actually getting with a 2026 Tundra. Before we go deeper into reliability, you need to understand what you're buying, because the truck's design explains a lot of these problems. In 2022, Toyota killed the legendary 5.7-liter V8 that powered Tundras for 2 decades. Gone. Replaced with a 3.4-liter twin-turbocharged V6. No V8 option exists. The base engine makes 389 horsepower and 479 pound-feet of torque. The iForce Max Hybrid adds an electric motor, boosting output to 437 horsepower and 583 pound-feet. But both use that same problematic turbocharged 6-cylinder. And forget about diesel. Despite Toyota's diesel expertise in global markets, there's zero indication one's coming to North America. The twin-turbo V6 is your only choice. The truck has some practical features, but with quirks. Remote start requires pressing lock twice, then holding lock. No dedicated button. Off-road capability depends on trim. TRD Off-Road and TRD Pro get a rear locker, but luxury models like Capstone don't. And here's the kicker. No Tundra gets a front locker, not even the TRD Pro. That puts it behind competitors like the Raptor and Power Wagon. Bed options include 5.5, 6.5, and 8-foot lengths, but the 8-footer only comes on double cab SR or SR5 models. No 8-foot bed with Crew Max. If you're enjoying the content, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. The American-made myth. Toyota markets the Tundra as American-built. Everyone rolls out of San Antonio, Texas. There's even an underhood Easter egg saying, "Born in Texas." But the Cars.com American-Made Index tells a different story. The Tundra ranks 51st overall and 10th among trucks. 9 trucks rank higher in American content, including the Jeep Gladiator, Honda Ridgeline, and even the Ford F-150. That problematic V6, built in both Alabama and Japan. So while it's assembled in Texas, major components come from a global supply chain, and the Tundra isn't even sold in Japan. It's North America only, which makes these reliability problems even more damaging. The fuel economy lie. Toyota said the switch from the V8 to the twin-turbo V6 would improve fuel economy. On paper, the EPA backs that up. The gas V6 is rated at 17 miles per gallon city, 22 highway, 19 combined, while the hybrid bumps that to 19 city, 22 highway, 20 combined. Just 1 mpg better overall. Real-world testing on a road trip from Washington to the Arctic confirmed 19 miles per gallon empty, matching EPA ratings. But towing? Fuel consumption jumped to dropped into the 8 to 12 miles per gallon range, much worse than advertised. Here's the truth. Toyota admitted the hybrid wasn't designed to save fuel. It's for power and instant torque. That 1 mpg improvement confirms it, but you're paying a massive premium. The hybrid starts at $58,560 in the US, $79,196 in Canada. The gas limited is $54,860, making the hybrid $3,700 more. On platinum trims, the gap widens to over $7,000. So what do you really get for that extra money? It masks turbo lag. Base trucks have noticeable throttle hesitation. The electric motor provides instant torque. So if you want performance, consider the hybrid. But don't expect fuel savings. The resale value disaster. Kelley Blue Book says the Tundra ranks 3rd for resale value at 60.9% after 5 years. Best among full-size trucks. But that data was compiled before the engine scandal broke. Current reality: 2022 to 2023 models are losing 35 to 40% value in just 2 years, versus normal 20% depreciation. Owners owe $70,000 on trucks worth $45,000. CarMax flags all V35A engines for inspection. Carvana offers $15,000 below book value. Auction prices are down 40% versus F-150S. Meanwhile, old Tundras with the 5.7-liter V8 are selling for mid-$50,000 with 40,000 to 50,000 miles. 4 to 6-year-old trucks holding value better than new ones. You can't find a 2020 to 2021 TRD Pro under original MSRP. That's how much buyers trust the old platform and fear the new one. The NHTSA data that exposes everything. The 2022 Tundra alone has 13 recalls, 363 complaints, and 221 manufacturer communications. For a Toyota, that's catastrophic. The complaints reveal a pattern beyond the engine: throttle lag and hesitation. This appears repeatedly, even in December 2025 complaints. It's still happening on current trucks. The engine recall was issued in May 2024, then expanded in November 2025 to 126,691 units. This expansion is the smoking gun. Toyota claimed they fixed it, then admitted more vehicles were affected. Their initial investigation was incomplete. Toyota's November 2025 defect report reveals the V6 is built in Alabama and Japan. 2 plants, 2 continents, same contamination. That's a fundamental manufacturing design flaw, not isolated quality control. And here's what should terrify you. Toyota didn't just remove debris, they also strengthened the #1 main bearing, the bearing that fails. This means the original design had insufficient safety margins. It wasn't strong enough even under normal conditions. As of October 2025, 303 field reports and 2,264 warranty claims. And Toyota still hasn't recalled hybrids, even though they use the same engine. Their excuse? The electric motor can move the truck if the engine fails. That's a legal technicality to minimize costs. The engine still failed. The contamination is still there. Owners are furious, and it proves Toyota cares more about liability than safety. The pattern you cannot ignore. Let's connect all these data points. Early 2026 models are showing electrical failures, software malfunctions, oil pressure irregularities, wiring damage, and water intrusion, all before reaching 10,000 miles. This clearly indicates the 2026 model year is not a guaranteed safe purchase. Toyota claimed 2024 was corrected, then 2024's failed. Toyota claimed 2025 was corrected, then 2025's failed. Now Toyota claims 2026 is corrected. The pattern is obvious. Even though Toyota is making progress, the 2025 failures prove manufacturing changes weren't implemented quickly enough to protect all customers. And if 2025 engines failed under 20,000 miles after Toyota promised they were fixed, expecting 2026 to be completely immune is optimistic at best. Practical advice for buyers and owners. If you already own a 2026 Tundra, document everything. Don't ignore strange noises, oil pressure spikes, or warning lights. Any abnormal behavior should be recorded and reported to your dealer immediately. Build a good relationship with your service manager now, not after something fails. Consider doing oil analysis through a lab like Blackstone. For about $30, it can detect early contamination long before a major failure. Take photos, videos, and keep all repair paperwork. And if a class action lawsuit becomes available, look into joining. If you're thinking about buying a 2026, wait a few months. Let more data come in. New part numbers and updated components will eventually stabilize reliability, but we're not there yet. Right now, the safest choice is the iForce Max Hybrid, which reduces stress on the engine with electric torque assist. For used models, stick to 2021 and older with the proven 5.7 V8, and always get a full inspection and proof of completed recalls. The trust factor. Ultimately, this transcends engines, wiring, or oil pressure. This is about trust. Toyota's handling of this situation represents a betrayal of generational loyalty. The impact spreads across Toyota's entire lineup. Highlander buyers wonder if their engines are next. Tacoma forums are filled with concerns about the turbocharged 2024 models. Even Camry owners, the foundation of Toyota's customer base, are questioning whether cost-cutting has affected every product line. The previous generation Tundra, with the 5.7-liter V8, is now selling for mid-$50,000 with 40,000 to 50,000 miles. 4 to 6-year-old trucks are holding value better than brand new ones. That demonstrates how much people trust the old platform and distrust the new one. So should you avoid the 2026 Tundra? The evidence speaks clearly. Early 2026s are experiencing problems. 2025s continue to fail. Even Toyota insiders won't trust them as primary vehicles yet. If your 2026 has issues, share the details in the comments. And if you enjoyed the content, smash that like button and subscribe for more auto content. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.